Hello YouTube, hello TikTok. I'm going to talk about manifestation. This is Queen Juliana, your Dark Mask Diva. So, manifestation and the universe. They don't understand. It doesn't understand. We, the collective, don't understand yes and no. Alright, so if you ask for something, the universe doesn't understand the difference between I want and I don't want. So I'm going to use kind of what a lot of people would consider a silly example, okay? All right, remember when I was talking about how I don't like to be called ma'am? All right, now I know some of you get it and some of you don't get it, all right? Some of you are sitting here thinking, but you're a mature lady, it's polite, it's respectful. And then some of you get it because some of you don't like it. All right, so there's possibly an argument there. There's possibly, I don't understand this lady. So some of you might think it's silly, and it's a little silly, but some people just don't like to be reminded of their age, whether they're young, whether they're old. I mean, and I didn't like being reminded of my age when I was young either. So I'm just one of those people who don't like to be reminded of their age no matter how old they are. So that's a me thing. And I've talked to young people that don't like to be reminded of their youth either. So there's just people out there that don't like their age pointed out no matter what age they are. So and I never did. I never liked to be have my age pointed out when I was young, because I realized that I was young and I didn't know anything. But at least I realized it, right? So back to the manifestation. All right, so the universe does not understand when you don't want something. So if I say to the universe, I don't want people calling me ma'am anymore, all the universe hears is call her ma'am. So when I ask the universe for people to stop calling me ma'am, for example, I had to not say ma'am at all, right? Because it gets on my nerves. So I thought to myself, I really want people to call me hun, baby, sugar, darling, angel. So I started just saying that, right? And I just didn't say ma'am at all. I didn't make any more content about it. I didn't think about it anymore. I just thought, I'm gonna just be myself, right? Wear all my makeup and cut my hair a cool way and just be myself and see what happens, right? So I started just concentrate on what I wanted to be called instead of say I really don't like when people call me ma'am or say this or do this. I didn't speak on that at all. I didn't come out and say I don't like this, okay? Because all the universe hears is I like this, right? So I stopped talking about it altogether, right? I stopped complaining about it altogether. I just made that content and then I moved on from it. So I said, I like to be called this, I like to be called that. And I just spoke it out, and I came up with several things I like to be called. Like my partner calls me Lovey. I think that's cute because my grandma used to call me Lovey because I go around saying I love you all the time and I'm really affectionate, and I'm just really a lover girl. So I go around saying nice things to people all the time, and I'm always like nurturing people and encouraging people and telling people to be themselves and to be on their own journey. And I'm really like just speaking life into people. So lovey is a good word for me, right? So I'm always wanting to be called other pet names. So I just started saying things that I would like to be called instead, right? So hun, I like to be called hun. So because one of my friends calls me that, and I'm like, okay, that's cute, I don't mind that one. So I was saying hun a lot, right? So there's this store that I go down to a lot. I take a walk down there and get a refill soda. I know that's bad for me at my age, but it gets me out of the house, and I take my hot girl walk, and I go down there and everything like that. So every time I go to that store, the clerks call me ma'am. So I decided that's not going to bother me anymore. If they do that, that's probably part of their culture, and to them that's polite. So I decided, on one hand, that's just not going to offend me anymore because they're doing it to be polite. So I go down there today, I get my soda, I'm feeling myself because this lady in the elevator said that I reminded her of Hayley Williams from Paramore. And if you know who that is, she's young, she's gorgeous, she's hot, and she's skinny. Okay, so I was already like, oh, that's a compliment. I was already feeling good about that. So that was already reinforcing my self-esteem right there. So I go down there, I pay for my soda, and the clerk says, have a nice day, hun. I got my hun. No ma'ams, hun. So I got my hun, and I'm going to tell you the manifestation thing works. So if it works for little things like that, little things which a lot of people would just consider completely insignificant. And I mean, a lot of people are like, this orange hair lady is silly. She's absolutely silly, making a big deal out of being called ma'am or whatever. You can think it's silly or whatever, but I'm telling you, this manifestation thing works. You ask for what you want. Don't ask for what you don't want. Okay? Don't do that, because if I concentrated on something negative, that's low vibrational. If I kept thinking, I don't want to be called ma'am, I don't want to be called ma'am, the universe just hears call me ma'am. And I'm also concentrating on something that's just negative. I'm making too big of a deal out of something. I mean, it's supposed to be kind of funny when I'm making a big deal out of it, because that's kind of a silly thing to get upset about, first of all. But it does bother me. It's just irksome, right? But, and I'm thinking some people out there are going to get it. They're going to understand. And, and a few people did. A few people were like, yeah, I don't like that either. That's irritating. And it was just funny because I'm kind of like how people are a grammar Nazi. I'm kind of like a syntax Nazi. Like, there are just words I don't like, and they bug me. And so it's like the manifestation worked. And I want everybody to know it does. So if it works for little things like that, it will work for big things. Start asking for what you want. When God created the universe, he spoke things to existence. He literally spoke things into existence. Okay, so, let there be light, and then the sun was created. Okay, that's what he did. So, I mean, I spoke things into my own existence. And it's on a small scale. It's something that really doesn't matter, but it mattered to me. It made me happy. I'm in a good mood. I mean, this day started off rough, and I ended up getting a really nice compliment, and I got a hun. So, I hope that helps somebody out there, and that encourages somebody to manifest what they want. And I hope that helps somebody get a boost in their self-esteem and to ask specifically for what they want, because it really does work. And it doesn't matter if you want something silly, if you want something to boost your ego a little bit, don't feel bad for that. Really don't feel bad for that at all. And I want everybody to have a beautiful, blessed day, and I love you all. And thank you for watching my content and being on my page today. Bye-bye.